What's going on, everybody? Rodrigo here with Vesta Property Management. And today I'm going to talk to you about the Vesta Roadmap and why it's important for you to have something similar for your own rentals, or for however you're managing your rentals, you need to have something similar. This is something that's an idea that's brought to from the EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. It's talked about the flywheel as well as from good to great. So none of these are new concepts in and of itself. I just wanted to explain how we've taken these concepts that have been very, important for a lot of other businesses and how we apply it to property management here in Asheville. And so we're going to start with explaining the Vesta Roadmap kind of top to bottom. We'll get into a couple of pieces in the middle, and then we'll do a quick close on how to apply it for yourself if you're self-managing, or maybe you're working with a different manager, and just kind of how to get comparable results, even if you're not inside of the Vesta Roadmap ecosystem. How do we get started? Obviously, we got the onboarding here, and you'll see we got onboarding, management, and build. Onboarding, this is where the property, the owner, the tenants kind of make their way into the Vesta ecosystem. Every situation's a little different. As you know, you can have one owner with multiple properties, and some of those properties have tenants, some of them are vacant, or you can have multiple owners, some, partnership or families sometimes will own one house. And so there's multiple players there. And then the same thing, if they own multiple houses with multiple owners, those houses can be vacant, those can be occupied, etc. Either way, our goal is to completely onboard a property in 7 to 10 days, whether it's vacant or whether it's occupied. A property is considered onboarded for us when it's moved out of the onboarding stage and into leasing or management. So if it's a vacant property, then we want that property to be moved into the leasing stage within 7 to 10 days. We expect to see some leads hitting your house. Or if it's already a property that's occupied, then the tenants, your existing tenants that we're inheriting, should have a welcome package from us within a week of being onboarded as well. The one thing that you might be asking yourself is like, well, what if my house needs a little bit of work? So what if there's some work? That would still fall under leasing, and we might not have it posted on the market and generating leads right away, but we'll at least have the punch list ironed out. We'll have people on site. We will have work happening within 7 to 10 days if work is needed to get your property on the market. So onboarding takes 7 to 10 days, and then we move into leasing. Right now, leasing is going to be the place where we have the most variability on how long a property stays inside of the leasing part of the Vesta Roadmap. Leasing, our focus here is obviously to get a qualified tenant in the time as fast as possible at the highest price possible. And so there are a couple of constraints there that we work with, right? So the first constraint is time, is how long is it going to take to fill a property? Time is influenced by primarily two factors. One is how much price you want to have for it, and then what's your criteria. So you can have low price, high criteria, as far as like, okay, this is a low price, but I only want people with 800 credit score, would be an example of low price, high criteria. You can have the opposite sometimes, where you can say, I want absolute highest possible, $3,000 for my studio apartment, and I don't care who lives in there. That'd be low criteria, high price. If you have a combination of either of those, you're probably noticing your units are going to sit. Right now, as of this morning, today's February the 16th, our properties are sitting an average of about 43 days, current portfolio. And some of that is because we have a couple of properties that are priced a little higher than we maybe wish they would be, or that the criteria is a little higher than might be realistic. What we always tell people is we obviously have strong opinions from the management side about what a property should be listed for, or what the criteria should be. And our job is not to force you to adhere to our criteria or to our opinions. It's to execute against what you want to see happen for your property with all the knowledge available that we can provide to you. So that's the leasing. Once we find that perfect tenant, we've got the tenant who's willing to, or who's able to meet the criteria, who's able to meet the price, and to also meet timeline. They're able to move at the same time. So then we move into management. Management has two pieces to it. So you got bucket A, which is customer service, customer support. And that's really where we're taking care of a resident in a property. We're taking care of the tenant. They have questions. We're answering them quickly. Basically just you think of a customer service situation, that's all we're doing is just being friendly, giving information as quickly as possible. And if there's an issue, we're escalating it to the right person. And then part B of management is the maintenance side of things. So how you do that, that's going to be very relative. And there's going to be a lot of change between one management company or one management style from one to another. But the important piece is that you're focused on deliverability, cost, and speed. And so what's deliverability? This is just making sure you do what you said you were going to do. So if you tell a prospective tenant you're going to be out there there at 10 a.m. to fix the leaky faucet, be out there at 10 a.m. Fix the leaky faucet. Make sure that when you leave that the house is in good or in better shape than it was. Those two things are important. And then the third piece again is right, it's time. If it takes you 10 days to do a one-day job, that's not going to be positive. You want to have a lot of communication anytime things start to drag a little bit. And in the maintenance world, sometimes things start to drag and it's not anybody's fault. It's just circumstantial. And especially when that happens, communication is really important. So when we talk about management, we really are focusing on delivering good maintenance as fast as possible at an affordable price for our owners. But most importantly is we're trying to create an incredible customer experience for whoever's living in that house. Oftentimes that looks just like over communication and a lot of listening. Once we know those two things, most good things happen. We do require our tenants to have renter's insurance. And so sometimes part of that customer service is encouraging tenants to file a claim, making sure that they have the information that they need to file a claim, and kind of walking them through that process. All right. And then finally, we got the build section. Ultimately, our goal here at Vesta is to help you grow your real estate portfolio, whether that's growing your cash flow, that's growing your equity, it's growing your property count. We want to have real estate be something that is building consistently. Of course, we would love more doors to manage, but most importantly, we want to see our clients win because real estate is building for them. That is one of the nice things about real estate. You know, equity and cash flow, if you're managing it well, are going to build on their own, and you just have to like keep a pulse on things. And it doesn't require a lot of active like day-to-day involvement. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it doesn't require day-to-day involvement. So building is that third piece. Building is a natural outcome of good leasing and a good management. If you have good leasing experience as a property owner, it's going to make you a lot more willing, interested, and excited to build that portfolio and to add more units, add more revenue, add more cash flow, whatever the case is. And of course, as you build, then you're going to have more properties that need to be leased. And so we continue this cycle. And that flywheel just keeps going and going and going. And every time it turns, it picks up a little bit more speed. It picks up a little bit more momentum. And as an owner, that's a positive thing. Ultimately, this flywheel is a perfect representation about what we believe when we say turning houses into homes and investments into returns, looking for that stability, for that consistency. Because when you have a repeatable process that delivers consistent results, that's when you can have some long-term projections, and it gives you the confidence to build and to use real estate as a cornerstone of what your future looks like. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, of course, we're happy to walk through the details about what our process looks like. This isn't supposed to be detail heavy. And now that we're on that conceptual side, let's talk about what a proven process looks like for you if you are self-managing or if you're managing a manager. The most important thing is identifying what are the consistent chokeholds that you find your properties are. For us, you know, self-managing and just being in this for a long time, we noticed that it was those three things: leasing, management, and build. But for you, it could be different. If you do a lot of the maintenance yourself, maybe maintenance isn't something that you're really worried about, or you've already solved that, and so you want to focus on other things. Focusing on where the pain is, especially pain in like rental property, which is reoccurring, like vacancies always are terrible, but we know that they're happening. So you can build systems around those moments of pain. Same thing. Another example could be dealing with evictions or non-payment of rent, things of those nature that are reoccurring issues in this business. You want to keep in mind and kind of focus your flywheel, your processes around those things. So when you have a bump in the road, you're not scrambling to figure out how to deal with it. You kind of know what to do at that point. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below. You can check out the Vesta Roadmap on our website, and it'll give you an idea on the way we approach things, kind of our approach to management. If you have any questions about your property, your house, what it'll rent for, or anything like that here in the Asheville area, leave us a comment below or visit us online. Thank you, guys.